Hi and welcome to the tutorial for Horizon Zero Dawn NG Plus Story speedruns. We start right in at the first split, that is Sawtooth, and you'll notice fairly quickly that I roll everywhere. Sprint rolling is the fastest and most consistent way of movement, which isn't on a mount. Obviously when we have a mount we use that. And yeah, for the first split there isn't much to say, except that we roll to Rost, select the dialogue. For the dialogue you'll see always the selection. I have made it like, I selected it fairly slow.
Where's he gone to?
But most often it's bottom left. Yeah, and after that we fast travel and kill the Sawtooth. Also on the splits I show the fast travels, and on those we split because then the timer is paused due to timing without loads. That makes it consistent and yeah.
That sounds...
Okay, so here we fast travel to the main embrace gate, even though the quest marker is a bit to the side, but we can restart from save after this to then quickly get to where we want to be. Just like that. Then we talk to Rost.
You will
wait.
And rest at the campfire to get into the Sawtooth fight. For this we cut in right to the left.
What sort of beast was that?
And cut off some way there. Also when falling, try aiming at the very bottom to mitigate, to not get her falling animation. To not get Aloy's falling animation. Yeah, then we shoot once on the ground to alert the Sawtooth to come towards us, and after that we kill it, we loot it. You could split here on the loot, but it's more consistent if you split on the upcoming fast travel. Yeah, I messed up a bit with starting and stopping my recordings here, and yeah, that's onto the second split, that is Mother's Heart. There is nothing really special except a bit of movement. Here you can see again as a fast travel. I always show this so you know where you are coming from into each new split. We roll away from the gate towards Rost and talk to him.
Aloy. So soon look for. You should be with for you.
Then we fast travel to Mother's Heart again.
Oh, I love this part.
Roll towards Tab, who is up there. We have to talk to him.
Aloy!
It is.
Are you?
Tab is. I never as you.
What's it
Cost there. Well, anyway. You know.
Tears.
Yes, I did.
Paula thinks she can win just because of Mother.
Then over here, we roll towards the Matriarch's Lodge, where we get in contact with Olin and Aaron for the first time. I mess up a bit here with scanning Olin. So after this cutscene you don't... oh, I don't actually. Okay, yeah, you can scan him immediately, talk to him, talk to Aaron.
Wait.
No.
And then you are on your way.
I thought...
Yeah, I mean,
I thought...
It's top left, bottom left here for the dialogue. Like I said, I went through it fairly slowly so you can see it. Jumping over this river here, this cuts a lot of way. Running right there and cutting over the river instead of going to the bridge. This dialogue choice doesn't matter.
There's Olin.
Then we jump down here. We try not to get a swim down there. It was very close for me actually. But I was lucky there. So getting a swim costs a lot of time there. Going into the chambers basically.
You know,
For Bast I don't know what dialogue is fastest, and here for Vala it doesn't matter. And then the end of the split is coming up right when we hit the loading in this cutscene. Over there, yeah. Then onto the proving. It starts in the cutscene. Basically when it's done loading, we roll forward a bit and bomb the grazers to loot one. You only have to kill one, but it's much easier if you kill a bunch of them, because then they can't hinder you from looting. Then here I usually roll 4 times and then draw my bomb to get the next grazer. And restart from safe here, so the grazers aren't in the way, and I think you get ported a bit forward.
I've got to catch up.
Then over here, where the handholds are, there's a bit of optimization which I don't go for. You basically jump onto the fence and onto the torch, or around this second part. It's a bit faster, it's called flare skip. Yeah. So then after this we go for the bomb, the tree skip. So basically after this we roll twice and just jump over a death plane onto that tree, slide down, jump over to the other side. And then you'll see at the bottom right there will be a loading icon when I cross over a checkpoint, and then we restart from safe to get ported up, and there we do the drop skip, I name it, proving skip. We basically jump down there where you're not supposed to be, we can barely survive it. Sometimes we hit a death plane. Then we climb up over there onto this arm, jump around here, over, and climb the mountainside. You might want to view that in again, just to be sure where you go. Then we have this proving fight. Here we only have some proxy bomb strats.
Too many of them.
Where we, after the first wave, we lay one over there at the dark part, and then we spam some up. I don't know where exactly we have to put these.
Oh no, there's more.
Then we kill the next people
On the ridge. There's more of them.
Are there?
on wave 2. I usually start on the left there because the last guy I kill is on the left. And then for the third wave, I just spam some proxy bombs on the ground there, because there will be a boss enemy spawning. Here we go a bit to the left, so the other boss enemy is more likely to jump down. Then you go loot him, and that's when you load in the cutscene. That's split for proving. Onto Corruptor. Corruptor is a glorified auto-scroller basically. We just have to roll out, skip cutscene, roll again, loot our stuff again, skip cutscenes,
I'm picking up some kind of signal.
and then we wait for Tirsa, skip some more cutscenes, wait for her again.
Are you saying I was born here, inside the mountain?
So, yeah. And over here, we wait for Tirsa near the door. Her dialogue box is very big, but I always go like to the third stripe on the ground there.
Why did you bring me?
And I don't know why, but that way I always have the dialogue option for her. I can always talk to her. And sometimes she had a bug where she spawned a bit back and it took some more time for her to come. This way it never happened for me. So that's why I'm going for this. Yeah, skip through cutscenes and then we roll. We can't leave yet.
After the massacre at the Proving, a great war party.
We still have to wait for her. Because as the guard over here would just send us back. His trigger is somewhere on that rectangle over there. So I inch very close to it.
So the killers got away.
I know Fleur has a setup to go even closer. But yeah, we wait now for a dialogue, a line of her, of Tirsa.
What's your plan?
It's right after this line.
To show you where you were born,
And then we roll forward and get into a cutscene.
the All-Mother intended for you. The other high matriarchs.
Yeah, there it is.
for us.
Skip
You
cutscene, dialogue is bottom left, and then we rolled slightly to the right.
Nora faithful, we will soon begin. Purify your hearts. Soon we will beg forgiveness for the sins.
Then we slide down a bit, up to that tree roughly, and then we can roll and survive. Aim again to not get her falling animation, and then roll towards Resh.
The outcast approaches. Ignore her.
After him there is a Corruptor coming.
Since
You, but didn't.
and where I
So we skip this cutscene, and usually we would have to wait till it jumps in, but we can jump onto this log pile and then up onto the wall again. Hardpoint arrow will be enough on story. We aim for his
gotta
weak
get in
spot,
position.
and when she
Here
says
it comes.
here it comes, we can loosen our arrow. It should kill. It's a very tight window where he is vulnerable there. Then we can reset from save, loot it,
These things
talk to
march.
tab, fast travel, and that will be the end of the split. We fast travel to the main embrace gate here. And yeah, that's the split. Now we have a fairly long split coming up with Carja Border. We do a lot of stuff here. We examine the massacre site. We talk to Meridian, we clear corrupted zones, and we defend the Carja Fort.
Striders. I can test the override device.
So first we gotta call a mount.
Watch yourselves!
Just
On the input display you might have seen me click left once and then down while it was still a black screen. That was to call a mount there immediately.
You might.
Right out, talk to Val,
Strider is
get back
fast.
onto our mount, and
This
follow
is
the
walking
path
track.
for
My
now.
whole life. All of it in the embrace. The world just got bigger. But I should try overriding other kinds of machines. Probably can't ride them all, but I might find a use for them. Is that a corpse next to it?
So yeah, here we stick to the left.
Some kind of signal.
It's
Maybe
a
I can
nicer
scan it.
path instead of going down and then left. And right over here, you see this tower, and
The Nora village.
there should be a bridge afterwards. Yes, and after this bridge we go straight through the river over there, like I showed quickly. We park our mount right before here and jump up this rock. Then when we see that quest updating, we restart from save. This saves time on PS5 and PC. On PS4 HDD it definitely doesn't. We investigate the Corruptor and the Watcher, and we try to get back to our mount as quickly as possible before we hear you there. And after that we restart from save. We want to get there before, because usually you can't get your mount inside here, but if you are on it and restart you can. Talk to this guy and get onto your mount again, and then follow the path to Maria to Mother's Crown. For Mother's Crown we fast travel into it, and there is a fairly new way of doing even more fast travels.
Maybe I should try to find her.
I chose the easy to remember way of only fast traveling inside it. So when we reach the bridge we kill our mount so we can call a new one after Mother's Crown, and then just fast travel onto the campfire inside the settlement. And yeah, it's important here to look at the top and see that you actually discover the settlement. So then open the map twice to instantly load in the campfire and fast travel there. And now go talk to Maria.
They can know what word it. So who's you'll? I'm good for you. I should. All right.
Corruption spreading across the land and now the valley.
Leave the settlement, and on the next bridge is there you can see, I will show, the line after which you can call a mount, and you want to look away from where you want to go, because then your mount is more likely to spawn there. Mounts can spawn on your screen. Now I already equipped the fire arrows. A full drawn fire arrow sets the corrupted grazers on fire, which kills them. Or you can hit their canisters. If your aim is good, then you don't need to draw it fully. That's the first corrupted zone. Then the second we just Storm Slinger. Because it's just the fastest way to do that. So yeah, just follow the path. Then we ride up here, and now you can already see the corrupted zone. Look out for spawns on the right, and yeah, Storm Slinger them. So, and after you cleared this, you ride up here towards this rock wall to get to discover 2 T's, the bandit camp. On PC you have to kill your mount here because it doesn't get ported up. On PlayStation, just right against the wall, discover the bandit camp and restart from save. If your mount doesn't get teleported up with you, you will have to kill it before. So yeah, then look down there because you don't want your mount to spawn there, and call a new one. Right to the Carja Border and kill with Stormslinger again. And here we split when we enter the dialogue with the guy.
Where you headed, girl?
West to Meridian.
We call our mount, so it is close, and then we split when we get into this dialogue. Now we have the Meridian split. Meridian starts here at Carja Border. We get on our mount. There's a different way to get a mount here, but this is way more consistent, and the other might have a risk of losing like 30 seconds or even more time. We just ride to Meridian at first, nothing real big to see here.
How they saw me through his focus. The woman is one who looks like me. Why they want me dead. Owen's trail leads to Meridian. When I catch him, he will talk. And he will pay for all the lives he's ruined. Took them long enough.
Not what I imagined when I was a boy.
It's too dangerous, he says. The rumor's too disturbing, he says.
Now when getting close to Meridian, be sure to stay to the left of these rocks, of these wall parts, and jump up here. Stick to the left again, because it's a faster way through. Roll over the bridge now, and when it turns right, the bridge, you will discover Meridian, and then you want to fast travel into Meridian.
Said he'd introduce me to his sister if I visited Meridian. Said she was
right there. Just fast travel into Meridian.
Stop right in line. The
Urs.
How would
I know.
Ha.
Hey, you.
I'll
Have you
over of as you there.
a lot not meant?
We're I've
How I
hard.
the kid.
Pretty.
We talked to Erend about Olin,
I need
But
no.
but
I
and
don't
then
think-
we roll to his house,
I
which
need
okay.
is... We stick to the left here at the first corner.
Hey, come back.
Aaron will talk to us, it's not the way, but whatever.
That's not the way to hold this place.
We're gonna see this cutscene and goes
Not now.
right through this arc. We will enter
Here we
his
are.
apartment
Trying to
and
break anything.
scan the rack into examining it. Then we jump. There's this little part on the stair edge and over there where we can jump up. Then jump over to the ladder. Examine this
looks big and
brick log. These bricks twice. Jump down. You can do that more cleanly than me. And then here we have to examine two things and scan one. First we have to examine the
Olin kept a
journal.
Olin?
After
I know
that
we read
the map.
contracts, but I never
And
checked for a
the
pay.
last thing we have to do
no doubt now.
is
Olin knew I was
scan the data point.
a map.
I think it's a contract.
The glyphs show places he visited.
Scan that. After this cutscene we want to roll
Here's your
forward
proof.
and talk to
How
Aaron.
did
After that we fast travel, and
I'll-
that is when we
wait,
split
I'm-
on the fast
don't
travel.
look?
Red.
So next split is Excavation Site, where we see where Olin is, or where we meet him again. So first thing after the fast travel, we call our mount, get onto it, and then we follow the path. There's actually a junction, not this bridge but the next one, where we can stick to the left and just go there, or go to the right and do some off-road cut. I go to the right here, but following the path on the left is totally viable as well. It's roughly the same, but I take this one because on the left there might be some soldiers fighting. So we follow the path more, and near this rock you see coming up where the waypoint is, we turn to the right, cross the river here, and go through that small gap. It's a bit faster than going around. And also we can get onto a bit of an elevation that we need to get a campfire. This campfire is important because we want to fast travel there after we are done with Excavation Site. You see at the top, when it turns green you can turn around and go to the Excavation Site. And now it's just a blast.
Kill her! No, don't you hang
blasting away the Eclipse. So I would go for the 3 guys on top. I would go for the right one fairly early. Because he likes to hide. Then before torquing we call our mount. Usually it stands right next to us when we finish.
What are they never? What do I do when they and?
But this time I was unlucky
Hey,
that it isn't right next to me.
Where would my? Yes.
And it's faster to let Olin live here. Let him redeem himself. So yeah, this time I had to climb up to my mount. And then we fast travel out. We opened the map twice to load the campfire in, and then we fast travel out of here on the campfire we got before. That's Excavation Site. After Excavation Site we get onto Ambush, where we first, after the fast travel, run towards Errant and save him from machines, 2 Lanthorns and a Watcher. It's just Stormslinger them, it's the fastest. Also here you could see me reload the Stormslinger if you have only a few shots left in it. You can reload it by aiming and pressing R1. So yeah, here we kill the Lanthorn and the Watcher, we talk to Errant.
Right.
Tell me.
No. No, sir. Yeah.
Alright.
Come on.
After that we get back onto our mount and follow the path forward. And we will get knocked off our mount. And what I found, for me personally, is when I get knocked off,
I don't know.
I start sprinting, roll 3 times and call my mount.
Is this
And then roughly when it gets to me I can get on it again. So yeah, I just didn't get the prompt there, but I was able to mount onto it. So yeah, then we only have to examine the big puddle of blood here, as you can see.
drag marks? Did someone
And yeah,
move a body?
you also saw me craft proxy bombs and pull them out. This is for a spawn kill on top, where the ambush happens. But for now we just follow the path. We will get knocked off once more right after this turn at the tree. I don't spam any buttons here because I had it that I couldn't get onto my mount again afterwards. And yeah, now we proxy bomb near that dead tree over there, because we do a spawn manipulation that will spawn a Ravager over there. So yeah, sadly for me, this fight didn't go as planned because Errant hits the one guy up top. Usually this is the last guy I kill, so now I had to bomb him. But after killing the last guy you want to turn towards this side. You saw me struggle a bit.
Uh-oh.
But yeah,
that?
look there, so you get the spawn on the right instead of there. And then Stormslinger this guy. And now we skip the cutscene and we roll towards the weapons, call our mount and examine them.
Vanguard weapons. There's no
We only need to examine 4 things here. We need to examine the weapons, the rocks,
those rocks. They're
then
sharp.
leather straps
Something
over
hit
there
the
where I am
stones.
looking already.
Something I've never seen before.
So yeah, there you have the leather
What are
straps.
those leather straps? Armor straps. Cut with a knife.
And the tripod with the energy cell. After the tripod,
Looks like you could mount some equipment on that.
we just
There,
restart from
by
safe,
the tripod. I used power
talk to
cell.
Errant and fast travel out. And on the fast travel we split. So yeah, get on the mount, fast travel out, split. On to Maker's End. Here some people divide it as well. I don't personally. But it starts with a fairly long riding session. But on the riding session we will get another campfire over there. When it turns green we cut in right through this trampler field, and it can be a bit annoying, as you will see with... it will be for me, I think. I think they ramped me off again. Yep. So I was unlucky, Tramplers got the better of me, but in best case scenario you get through there unharmed and just get on track here.
End. Not much farther now. Roland said he found an image of the woman I resemble on an ancient device. If she's my mother, why would there be traces of her all the way out here? So far from home. I don't get it. Who is she?
Her name is Elizabeth Sobek.
You. Spying through my focus again? Well, go on. What do you know about her?
Stay out of present course. Before long, you'll know her as well as I do.
So now closing in on Maker's End, we want to go to the left here. We see this cabin on the right and this crater on the left. I like to cut through there. Then we stick to the right of this old world Panzer, of this old world tank, and go down here and get up here. And now there is this entry skip where we jump up onto this beam and over onto that rubble sticking out, and from there we jump over. You see me fail it here, but yeah, we want to get up there. I will show it again. If you fail it, you could go back and do it from this side as well to get onto the beam, and then it's the same procedure. Get over here and jump onto this beam and fire down there. But I wanted to show a backup. If you fail the jump over and you're like down here, you can jump up this tree and then jump over, and then from here on out we just shoot. We want to kill the guy behind the Deathbringer. I like to aim for the watchers afterwards. Then we kill the last guys after the Deathbringer. And then restart from save and loot the guy. Some people will split on the restart from save. Like I said, I don't do it.
Hey!
But yeah, then we roll into it, into Maker's End. Watch out, there is a soft lock if you jump down this elevator shaft before the synthetic voice starts playing. We roll through and we come up onto Deathbringer skip, where we jump up the leg of the Deathbringer, and then we ideally want to jump over. I accidentally cancelled my sprint several times, or didn't start my sprint again. But yeah, the lag can be a bit finicky, but basically you run straight up against it and you should be able to jump up. Being a bit mad at myself for not getting it. Yeah. Here's also an advanced strat. Instead of getting onto that handhold, we jump right next to it into that opening, then roll over and jump out of it onto the handhold we are on right now. But that's a bit risky because the jump out is very, very hard. Also, there's this thing called Aussie route. I won't show it here. It's again very advanced with some precise jumps and even a bomb jump in there. You can look up, I think Just Soft has a video of %% on his YouTube channel. I have to check that. Where he does Aussie route, and I think I did it in my PB as well. I am not sure right now though. But yeah, then here I wanted to show something that didn't really go to plan. But if you roll, you are more likely to get better handholds. Like on this it didn't happen, but on another one it will. I will be able to show it. But yeah, we roll through here. Get onto the handholds. And just continue our climb. So yeah, here I will be able to show it. You see how she got the worst handhold ever. Climbing is slow, so we don't want that. So if you roll before jumping there, you will almost always get the good handhold. So if you want good handholds, roll before jumping. So yeah, we climb further and then we will go for Fleur Skip in Maker's End. It is where we jump onto a beam on the side and climb up top to skip a trigger for a monologue of Aloy that we will use later to cancel out another monologue of her. It will happen right here, and you see me roll up to the beam, jump over, and I fail the jump over here because I aimed over too early. At least I can show you, you will land down here if you fail it and don't land too far out. So then just go around here, get onto that handhold, and then you will be back where you came from. So again, just jump over onto the beam, jump up. You can also aim to be more precise.
Alright.
Jump over, go talk to this console, and then we just listen to the first two holograms.
Yes, I believe I do.
The file has been recovered.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
Alright, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So, spit it out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted Faro brought Elizabeth Sobek here, but they hated each other.
So after the first hologram, we scan the second and get in position for Fleur Skip.
It's bad.
Yes.
Bad?
Jesus, Les.
Yes, we will get in position.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots.
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel.
In emergencies.
Yes, we will get
And you
into
make them
position.
capable of self-replication.
It's roughly on the line of that broken wall there. We can inch a bit closer. I am not at the very edge of the trigger. We can go a bit closer, but this is far enough as well. So after this hologram plays, we wait for Aloy's monologue to start and then just roll into the trigger, and then you can either reset from save and scan the third one, or you can roll out and scan the third one through the floor, which I do personally. The restart from save is easier, but also like a second or two slower. So yeah, the hologram is finished playing. We just wait on her on her monologue, roll in, roll out, and scan through the ground and climb up again. When we are done with this climb, we go to the very edge of the platform, and we are able to call a mount here, which is great because after the fast travel out of here, we will be on our mount if we were on our mount before.
It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
So we place our mount here, go to where the next dialogue trigger is, and just wait for the hologram to finish, and then fast travel out, and then Zedis make his end.
I know.
I am speaking to you from a VTOL en route to US Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me. I'll sign.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
So
that as do I please.
Or
you've we think of
what
the place
great.
You'll be okay.
I can't. Someday we'll meet in person.
On to War Chief's trial. Trail? I'm not sure if it's trail or trail, but in short, War Chiefs. After the fast travel, like I said, we will be on our mount, and we will cut in and over the river right when the second river crossed it. So
My focus is picking
right
up
over
some
here
kind
you
of
see the
signal.
small river flowing
Maybe
into
I
the
can
big
scan it.
river. We go over, and then we go to where the guy at the massacre site said
I'm still getting a
we
signal
would
from
find
focus.
Sona.
This must be the rise Sona's runner told me about.
So yeah, here we have to examine the bandages, and we have to go into the
She go next. Dressings.
triangle a bit. So yeah, after examining them, she will say something about a blood trail. And some people leave their mount with the watchers and kill it. I personally jump over here and leave it afterwards over here. We jump up. Now here we also want to dodge the climbing, so we can jump into that little pocket over there.
Here we go again.
Then we jump
Sawtooth.
over,
Sona
and
took it out.
after Aloy is done with the dialogue here, we call mount, roll into the cutscene trigger. Our mount will come to us during this dialogue. We can get onto it and go over this log. After the second log, we want to spam our Storm Slinger until the quest updates, so we can get into this pit with a restart from save. So yeah, you saw it update, I restart from save, and we get onto dig site. Here we just Storm Slinger everyone. And after we killed everyone, we just restart from save. We talk to Sona. After that, we go and scan this
over the past month, accidental
audio file, and when he talks, time doesn't get slowed down when in crafting menu. So if you want to craft ammo, go and craft it while he is playing, while he's saying something. We kill our mount here, or like set it on fire with 3 fire arrows, so we can get a new one after this, else you will lose a lot of time when trying to call one after this. So we talk again to Sona, and after we talk this, we restart from save, and this is where we split. So now, after that restart from save, we have camps coming up. Camps is another fairly long split and fairly complicated as well. So we roll over here, we go a bit right of the zipline, we roll down, call a new mount. That's why we killed the other one. It would have tried to get to us, but it would have taken ages. So we just killed it and called a new one. First we just follow the path the quest marker gives us. But then over here we cut right into the forest and through it.
Led right into that.
So when we are back on the path, we just follow it on this side of the river. So yeah, right here the quest marker wants us to go over, but we stay on this side. Then over here we want to get another campfire. You'll see it over there to the left. When it turns green we can go straight again. And then we want to kill 2 watchers and 4 people. And that's 1 watcher and 1 guy. Then we take out our fire arrow, and here it's important. You see me get 90 damage over there. Over there is the 4th guy. If you don't get this damage number, you have to go and kill him, because he won't come out, he won't be dead, and you need to kill him. It's very important that you get him. And also the 2 watchers there, I forgot them when I started this run. And yeah, 2 watchers, 4 guys. Then on our path to the next campfire, we cut through those 2 buildings and then to the right basically. Then we cut left here again, and I think it's 8 guys here. 1 in the front, then 2 in the middle, that's 1 in the middle, 2 to the left, 1, 2. There's the second guy in the middle, 1 to the right. I don't see him, so I just shoot to see the question mark above his head. I caught my mount here already, so it gets closer to me, and then we have 2 guys over here again. So that's the 8 people we need to kill. Get onto our mount, cut through these 2 buildings, and then after a bit of forward riding on the left we will see the last camp. For the last camp I currently don't have the number, but here you want to aggro the guys nearly instant, so you can see better how many. So we kill those 2 up front, we kill those 2 down there, the guy in the middle, and that's 1 guy in the back, he can be further back even. And we get onto our mount and ride towards Sona, if we don't get stuck in a cart. We ride towards Sona and the other Nora who are waiting at that tall building over there. We will enter a unskippable cutscene with Sona, and when she says go now, I personally like to split. But you can split at the beginning of the dialogue or whatever, just be consistent with it.
Yes.
So this is the unskippable cutscene, and do I show it? Yeah, here she says go now, there I split.
Go now. We wait on your signal.
And now on to Ring of Metal, one of my least favorite splits. Again, here you can split for camps.
We wait on your signal.
And you see me hold back and roll already. It's so Varl gets a quick start over there, he starts sprinting then. I also get out my ice rail, with which we trigger the blaze explosion in Ring of Metal.
How would you know that this base has a weakness?
Patience, Varl. You'll know soon enough. Up you go.
And the enemies in the beginning here, we don't have to kill, we can just roll through them.
Take my hand.
To where Aloy enters the Ring of Metal through the back entrance basically.
Something up there? There! I see something!
So yeah, here we want to fire. We're gonna want to go a bit to the right, and then we want to fire at that blaze over there, right in the middle. You saw a quick little freeze frame of it. And yeah, then we just want to blast away, kill as quickly as possible. And yeah, also here it is good to scan for enemies that might be behind walls, you will see them. So like there, I saw him, but I saw also there was a Noah close, and I hoped for him to kill the dude, but now I decided to get him myself. Because they were taking too long. Go back out, got more kills, and that's Ring of Metal. We fast travel out of here, we open the map twice to find this campfire, or to let it show on the minimap. And yeah, that's Ring of Metal, a very RNG heavy split. On to Hoard. And Hoard begins first with the fast travel, of course, or like after the fast travel. We jump over this log. Ideally you want to land on the log so you can jump right over and don't have to swim. You call a mount before, and if it's there you ride it uphill. If it isn't, you just jump up the hill and let it follow you. Go to the campfire, quick save, and try to call mount again. So it might come over, and then you skip cutscene and skip the dialogue. Skip another cutscene, skip our dialogue. And now we are on a ride to the Grey Fort. There are some cut-ins that we do. But overall there's not much to talk about on this ride. You will see the cut-ins. First we will cross a river that is very close to this point. You see the river on the right already, but we stay on the track a bit longer. And over here where the path goes to the left, we go to the right and cross the river. Or like straight and cross the river. Then we meet up with the path over here again. The charger didn't want to let me onto the pathway. And over here we cut through the trees to save some more time overtaking the normal pathway. And over this little hill we see to the left there is a big forest, and we will cut right through instead of going all the way around. We still just go next to the forest or through the forest, up the hill and meet up with our pass again.
I guess I can't.
And then we are on to the Grey Fort quest itself. So yeah, when entering the Grey Fort, we get off our mount. Usually we want to roll all the way. I somehow didn't do it. We can ignore the first few Eclipse, grabs the zipline, rolls through this gap to the left, takes the next zipline. This one sometimes is a bit tricky and Aloy might try to go up the zipline, but yeah. Then over here to the left, and now we come to the puzzles. The puzzle codes are up, down, left, right.
Maybe I should try scanning objects in this area.
We have to put it in, and then we go to the next one.
3 power lines, 3 sources.
This one is up, up, down, down. Fairly easy.
That's 2.
And the last one is up, right, left, down, and after that we restart from save.
Okay, that did it.
We go through the door and to the right.
Tools being used. Invoices.
Step over this, and now comes the roll run. Instead of taking the handholds, we stay a bit left and run on the wall. This wasn't a perfect one, I accidentally fell down a bit, but you can easily salvage it by jumping up again on the side. And yeah, now we come to a nice skip with this hologram.
What is this?
Usually we wouldn't be able to open the door over there, like you see it's red, until Aloy is finished talking. But we just pick up this power cell, and then we are allowed to open the door because it cancels the dialogue with silence. And here it's important to bomb the to bomb the floor, so we can fall through without taking damage. And we Storm Slinger, the Deathbringer, and then we just kill the Eclipse that are left.
That did it. I saw the soldiers long ago.
And yeah,
They had to fight hundreds
that
of
was
those.
basically the Graveheart. We now have a hologram to watch, some dialogue to skip, and then we fast travel to Meridian. And yeah, during this hologram you can either craft ammo or collect resources, because if they are talking and you are in this menu, your time doesn't get slowed down like it usually does.
Dr. Sobek has made the situation very clear, General, and given us an option.
So yeah, now I'm just waiting, and like I said, just fast travel to Meridian at the end, split during the fast travel, and that's it.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on. If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this? We'd be throwing civilians into a meat grinder. Commanders, the enemy we're facing self-replicates faster than we can kill it. And it eats biomass as fuel. Zero Dawn is all we've got.
So we put a railgun in the hand of every civilian strong enough to carry one, show them where the trigger is, and point them to the front? How the hell do we sell that?
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn. The top secret super weapons program that will save us. So long as humanity holds off the Swarm long enough for Dr. Sobek and their team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for Operation Enduring Victory.
War plan? This is a war crime.
It may be ugly, but it's something. Consider the alternative. Dr. Sobek, I've secured use of a decommissioned orbital launch base outside Bryce, Utah as the Zero Dawn staging area. Plenty of space there. When can you get started?
I've already mailed you a list of alpha and beta candidates. Most are foreign nationals or subjects of corporate holdings, so extracting them...
Leave that to me. You'll get your dream team. Count on it.
Then I'll be off.
Orbital launch base. What is that? What did these... Now it...
It's the Helis. It's each a lot.
Point the way. What was Zero Dawn? Now how am I gonna get...
Now, onto the very short Sun King split. It's basically only dialogue and some movement. We roll through Meridian and over to the Sun King's palace, where we talk with the Blameless Murad, who will then tell us to go to Avad, where we have to quickly wait for Murad.
Yes, and each has come to ask a favor. Unpleasant, but that's possible.
And yeah, then we have a short talk with Avad and fast travel out of here.
I'm not here to intrigue you.
Too late.
Yeah. So where I placed the bomb just now, that's roughly if Murad reaches there. A cutscene will start playing, which we have to skip, and then we are in the dialogue. with a vault.
Ignore them. Nobles are like children who whine when they don't get a second helping of dessert.
What's the Sun King like?
The most important thing is what he isn't like. His father. I think you'll find him to be a reasonable man.
I need to get
I know.
Who says?
Marat.
Okay, and now we fast travel out of here to the campfire just outside of Meridian. And that's Sun King. On to Eclipse Base. It starts after the fast travel from Sun King. We call the mount, get on it, and since it is already marked, our current active quest is the Eclipse Base quest, we just follow the marker for a bit. We follow it until we reach this bridge, since our mount can't enter Bright Market, and it might be just inside of that range and it would come to a full stop. We cut right before the bridge there. It's slightly faster because of the trajectory where we go, and of course it's safer because we don't have that mount can't enter this location full stop of the mount. Here during this part we might have some trouble with the Sawtooths that live in this area, or the bristlebacks. Sometimes they screw with you, but on stories this shouldn't be a problem. On Ultra it might be. So yeah, just go over here, straight through the middle, there's a pathway. And then we do another cut in after this river, or on the next river more. So yeah, here it wants us to go to the right and around over there, but we just use this little gap in the boulders to get on, to get over. Then we go over here and path the metal flower, getting closer to the Eclipse Base. Over here you either get a dialogue with Silence, or Aloy has some dialogue on her own, depending on
Aloy,
machines are triggered or not.
You're very close now.
I was wondering when
And
you'd speak up.
There's a shield rock
when
wall
we get
just
closer,
ahead.
we will
Look
see
close, and you'll find
the
a
objective
handful
get updated. That's when
really? And who
we
put
restart
those
from
there,
save, which will set us right in front of the rock wall he was just telling us about. I personally don't get my mount ported with me. You might get your mount ported with you, so you would have to get off your mount before grabbing the ledge. Yeah.
Alright.
Now just climb up,
Wait, that's what?
save, quick save at the campfire, skip the cutscene,
More like soldiers.
and we don't have to kill any machines here. We just roll through and get to this vine. Here we have the vine skip. We jump on the base, we jump once more, and then we jump to the left and over. Here, roll through the Deathbringer, roll up this side of the hill, and up here where the strapper is, go over to that little vine, jump up and jump over to get the good handhold. And now comes the gate skip. You can do it from several angles. I usually do it from that rock. Accidentally overshot it actually here.
You'll have to find another
But
way.
yeah, you want to get on that torch. This isn't a good showing, but yeah. And if you don't get it, this would be a backup. So that you use that small ledge over there. Like I said, this isn't how it's supposed to go. Usually the first is the one you want to succeed with. And you don't have to kill any Eclipse for this. So yeah, usually this is how it goes. And you just jump over. I just wanted to show the backup.
Oh good, another secret.
So you go onto the lowest beam, jump on the torch, and then over, like that. And I know for a fact that Fleur does it a bit different than I do. He uses one of the logs instead of the stone. But yeah. This is how it's supposed to look in a run. Very fast, getting over there. Like I said, this wasn't a good showing, but at least I got to show how it is not supposed to look.
Sure is a lot of blasting up there. Sounds busy.
Busy enough not to notice you.
Now we climb the tall neck. We hope for good handholds here. Like you can skip the first level fully, but here Aloy accidentally attached to it. Okay. Now over here we skip 3 cutscenes. And now we see Fleur skip. Like we skip that handhold by jumping into this small gap and jumping up there. Here we usually want to jump over, so we skip one handhold. Here we can just jump over. Here's also a handhold skip that I personally can't perform, where you skip immediately to the second handhold and don't have to grab the first one. Then here, without sprinting, just jump onto that part. Now we want to get onto that log and jump over. Sadly, Aloy didn't want to get on the rock, but I get to show a backup here on the side. Just jump up that corner and you will still be able to perform the skip. I think I'm looking for a way back to show the real skip.
No way.
And that's the escape skip basically. With the backup, which is just tiny bit slower. There you saw I jumped onto that log sticking out, jumped over, and got over immediately. Now we just roll to the end, onto the bridge.
Bridge in sight.
That's the way out.
And rappel down. Don't do it like I did, just rappel down. At least now I get to show a nice escape sequence. Better Fleur skips than before. I get to jump over.
Yeah, you think? What do you think I'm doing? Taking a nap?
All the things I've shown already. Jumping over here. Jumping over the log, getting the escape skip.
More Eclipse across the ravine.
Bridge in sight.
That's the way out.
I know.
And now I rappelled down. And at the bottom you have to wait for the quest to update. I don't know if you saw the quick text there, but if you fast travel too early, you will soft lock yourself and lose a lot of time. I think I will show it now during Zero Dawn. So first in Zero Dawn, we fast travel, we call our mount. After we got our mount, we want to go to the Citadel, to Sunfall. And there you will see that Aloy isn't able to enter because we were too fast with the fast travel after Eclipse Base. You also see To Curse the Darkness is still on Escape the Eclipse Base. So that means the objective didn't update.
As do I. But first, the focus network must be crashed.
Also, silence dialogue here.
If they see you, you'll jeopardize everything we've worked towards.
We? That we've worked towards?
You have been warned.
Well, that's certainly ominous.
So yeah, we do the usual round during Zero Dawn, but
the Sun Ring. The
we
proud
soon will get
Carja.
stopped. Yeah.
It's not. He's right.
We will get stopped here. So we have to get back and do this all again after a restart from save. The objective has been updated like you just saw. But yeah. Now we have to go there again.
Sunfall. The Mad King Duran's summer palace. A bulwark of Carja might against the howling Forbidden West.
Thanks for the history lesson.
But they have no idea what lies beneath. We will learn much from this Aloy.
Disappearing in the night.
That's what I'm hoping.
Deserters, if you ask me.
The Sun Ring. The proud tradition of the Cup. Now we get to see if your attack on their focus network was entirely successful.
What are you?
Success. Welcome to the Citadel, Aloy. I'll check back with you in a moment.
If you want to hear about today's bounties,
So yeah, we got here again. This time they let us through because we crashed the focus network. We jump over that little fence and onto this part. A cutscene will trigger, we turn around, and now we drop down to this vent where we will have a talk with Silence.
It's very important that you hear what I'm about to say.
We just have to wait for him to finish here.
But this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
So yeah. After the talk with Silence, we enter Zero Dawn.
We found it.
We go through these first rooms, just straight through. And here we wait for a cutscene to play so that we can skip.
CD-01 data intact. Initiating playback.
We wait for another dialogue between Silence and Aloy.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
After that, we open the door, go to the right, wrap around, go to the next door, and wait for the next hologram to play.
Initiating playback.
So, the whole Earth destroyed.
And now there is a difference between PlayStation and PC coming up right here. On PC, you don't have to kill these three people. On PlayStation, you have to kill these three people.
I've done it. Here we go.
And now there is another puzzle here, and for that we need to get another part. You saw me jump up there, crouch, and then spam triangle, and you just saw the prompt for a split second. That's how to get that part. The puzzle is quite easy. Down, left, up, right, down. Just like a pyramid basically. After that we can restart from save. And Now there is the first part of Zero Dawn skip. For it to be easier in the beginning, you can kill these 2 boss enemies, but at least one guy has to be alive. And then we jump up that pillar. The second jump is the hardest. I basically marked the jumps and failed the very first one. The second is the hardest of them. Because there you have to hit a small part of geometry. There, hit it, and then when up here, just jump over. And then follow this catwalk to the second part of the Dawn skip, which is either from there and up, or from the base of that pillar up there. I personally don't know how they do it there, but I guess I got it just now. I nearly always do this part here, where when I come running from that side, I wrap around, which I don't get just now. But yeah, wrap around, jump over the top part, and through here. Now we jump through Travestate and up onto that part of that boulder to get over to the next platform. Here we roll to get a better handhold, like that. And now we are nearly out. Roll through that, open the door, or pry it open. Roll onto the chair and desk, get the access part, and on that cutscene, it is the split. Right after getting out of Zero Dawn, we are trapped by Helis.
If you maybe at that this it was that you were
we just skip this dialogue.
It doesn't. You've got.
You've and with
venomous.
Oh, after all, I will. Soon in and thank you not your phone.
And skips the cutscenes, he swears at us.
I'll never beat that thing.
And now for the knockdown. I personally do it like this. I roll over to this pillar.
Maybe I could use its strength against it.
Let him charge me, roll through and go to the pillar, cross the whole arena and hide behind it. Here you also can see that Zero Dawn skip worked if it still says kill the Eclipse and Deep Secrets of the Earth as our active quest, and in this cutscene you see there are 2 platforms, which also means this worked. Now to maybe say why we need Zero Dawn skip. In the next split, there we want to fast travel out. By the way, here only just blast the behemoth, skips the cutscene, and then we will see the fast travel to the next quest. So yeah, we blasted it. So yeah, in the next quest, we need to fast travel to All Mother Mountain, and we aren't allowed to if we didn't do Zero Dawn skip, because it's kind of a sequence break. The game still thinks we would be allowed to, and after Sunring you wouldn't be allowed to usually.
Of course,
but with that sequence break, with telling the game, hey, we are still in this Zero Dawn quest, we are allowed to fast travel there. That you will see just now where we fast travel. It's just over here at Mother's Watch. So on to All Mother. The first thing we have to do after the fast travel is restart from save. Like I said, we broke the sequence of the game, and this restart from save gets it back on track. We jump through this gate and just follow the pathway up. You can jump either left or right to of that rubble.
We might have trouble.
But yeah, just follow it up even more.
Get ready for the shadow stick.
It's kinda scuffed because you want to be rolling because it's slightly faster, but you also want to be jumping because rolling is consistent there. Shoot the TJ once and then roll further to trigger the cutscene. Kill it with the Stormslinger and finish the rest of the Eclipse off. Either with Stormslinger or you can swap to your bombs.
We did it!
After you are done here, search for Val.
I thought we would die.
You can hear him and you want to talk to him immediately. Before he starts running basically. And then you want to get through there. Sometimes NPCs can block you there, which can cost you a lot of time. So yeah, over here you want to roll to the right to trigger Rash's dialogue instead of tabs. Like there. It will be slightly faster for the matriarchs to turn. Speak to them. And skip the dialogue. Cutscene.
I see you're inside.
And now it's pretty straightforward where you have to go.
Shall we begin?
I never stopped.
Yeah. There's only one thing left to say, and that is to roll for a handhold later on.
Looks like they didn't like this door very much.
And that you can just jump over the railings here and be a bit faster. Like right here, jump over,
exactly?
jump up the stairs and over the railing again.
Never realized.
Why not?
Yeah. Here we have to scan the console, skip twice. And over here we do the roll to get a better handhold. Like that, so we minimize our climbing time.
This is going to be interesting.
Now we want to run out of here to be able to fast travel again.
Goddess protect
here at the end we have to jump twice to get through, as we might get stuck. And we fast travel over here next to the hunting ground to get to Borderlands. Split is obviously on the fast travel itself, like during this. And yeah, that was All Mother. Now we are during the Borderlands split, and the first thing we do is call our mount. I had a very bad spawn here. But yeah, call it, get on it, cross over the river, and then we stay a bit on the road to the right. Then over here you can decide if you want to cross the river like I do, or if you want to stay on the left side, but then you have to do some backtracking later to get a campfire, which we want to fast travel to later. With going over here you get it from this side. I think the two routes are basically the same amount of time, But yeah, we just follow this pathway onto Pitch Cliff. And yeah.
I'm not far from Pitchcliff. Murad said to look for his agent in the town's marketplace. Pitchcliff isn't far. Murad's agent is waiting in the town marketplace.
So we are now closing in on the campfire that we want to discover. If you stay on the other side of the river, you want to cross the river over the same bridge we are crossing over now. And discover the campfire and then turn around and go up to Pitchcliff. But yeah, when arriving at Pitchcliff, we want to restart from save to get our mount up there. So we cross this little river for another time. Run at this. When the objective updates, we restart from save and get off our mount, roll towards the marketplace here, and after we had the cutscene we jump onto the table and onto the little cliff there, examine this dude from the back because it's a bit buggy from the front, so just walk around him, then we jump down, get to our mount. And here we don't follow the path up left, we just cross through this bit of chopped down trees all over the bridge and then towards the camp of Dervahl. Here your mount can screw you over a bit, but yeah. And onto the camp, we first kill 3 people, one in the tower, the other guy down there, and the last one up there. Then there should be one in the middle here. Onto the left is the next guy. Then there are 2 right in front of you, and one is inside that little barn. Another in the back and onto the next ridge, and the last people are all upstairs. Actually, there was one down there that I missed somehow, or he jumped down. I'm not sure right now, but you can also just stone slinger all of them, which is pretty fast. Here I load a triple arrow for the boss here.
must be in there. We have to get through.
Just to be sure. Activate, loot him, activate that switch, roll through, skip the cutscene, examine this book, the notes, and then talk to Aaron, fast travel out to the campfire we discovered, and that's Borderlands. Yeah. On to Gaia Prime now. We first call our mount here and follow the pathway to Gaia, which is the currently active quest. So it's fairly easy to find.
Help, or I'm going to die here. Couldn't hit him. Help. Can't survive
But on our way to Gaia, we have a cut in coming right up, roughly where the biomes change. You can cut over there. Just right off that little boulder. And then we want to jump over this stream. The highest point is normally the point I am aiming for, so the mount jumps. Sometimes the mount screws you over and doesn't want to jump, then it's a huge time loss. But we continue over this bridge, over the next river, and then the second part we turn left.
The way to the mountain will be hard.
There is usually the start of the handholds, but we aim for this rock and jump up. Then we go over to the middle and over to the right, left again. Jump up this next part and into that little ravine. We go further to the right. I always shoot where I want to go next. We jump up here and then we go over to these rocks.
In the open.
We jump up here side. And then into the ravine. Jump up in the ravine and now up the mountain. Here's the next part we want to jump up. It might be a bit tricky because of the second jump there I did. Here we turn, we go up even further, and then over these boulders you can jump over the boulder on the left and then jump up again, or just jump up on the right. And then we want to jump around this part. You can slide down a bit, that doesn't matter, you can jump up again. But if you hit the higher part there, that is a bit faster. Like that. Turn around immediately again and jump up even further. Don't mind the warning you have, you won't be leaving too far. This bush is always a good indicator if you are on the right track. And then we just roll down and call our mount once we are at the bottom. This way we skip a lot of climbing and a Stormbird cutscene, and it's just overall way faster than the casual climb. We make our way towards Gaia's entry point. Here you can miss the triggers, so really aim for the quest marker there. It will always help you.
You made a climbing path for me, but left an army
Then we
of
make our
machines for
way
me to deal with?
to the climbing path Silence left for us. But we won't use all of it because... Will I show it? I think I will show it. You could either go to the climbing path up ahead, over there, yes. Or you can turn around, jump into the middle of it, jump up here, and then use the snow pile on the left there to jump up even further.
This is exactly the kind of place you... It's...
Genetic identity confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr.
Mind your footing.
After talking to Silence, we just drop down, and then we drop down another 2 times here. Remember to aim to cancel the landing animation. Here you want to immediately cross over. Sometimes she will grab the zip line. Hold forward then, so she doesn't accidentally die. But that's always timeless. Then here you want to get a good roll, so you can skip 2 handholds potentially there. And grab onto the top and make your way further in.
Must have been where they lived. What's left of it? Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal. Elizabeth's room.
The focus can rebuild.
So
them,
after
but the
skipping
process
these
is slow.
cutscenes,
To us, it seems
we
a powerful device, but
go
it's
to the first hologram of Gaia Prime. We
limited.
start it,
How slow?
and now Gaia Prime skips begins. We roll back out instead of waiting for the hologram.
Stopping Hades and extending the future, and you might live long enough to hear them.
So we basically make our way back from where we came. Then on this elevator shaft we have to watch out that we don't fall to the very bottom, because that will kill us. We grab onto the handhold there and roll over. Here it's good to not roll to the very top like I did there, because she might not grab the handholds then. Then I personally use this climbing spot if I hit it. So I screwed up there, but you saw the climbing spot I usually take. So the hologram started, we roll out here. And dying as well as restarting from save, like I just did, loses the time the first hologram was already playing. So you want to try to avoid that. Else there, as long as he gets the skip, there is no time loss, no matter how fast or slow you do it, as long as you are faster than the first hologram. So yeah, this time I will show you. I grab this handhold and just jump up. And then over here is the way I do Gaia Prime skip. I get onto this part of the side, jump up, and then there in the middle is a bit darker point, which I jump up. Then we jump across to the platform, and then over to the handholds. Sometimes your armor will trigger, your shield weaver armor will trigger, but as long as you don't die there, it is fine. There are also other ways you might want to explore, like how Elk does it. It's harder for most people, but like I said, as long as you are here before the first holo ends and start the second hologram, you are in the clear and you will get the skip. Also, there was a bump jump found that can get you up there as well. And if that is more in your repertoire, you can do that as well. Now we just wait for the second hologram, for the first hologram to finish. The music is an indicator when it finishes, but I usually use the quest updating or the little loading icon in the bottom right corner to restart from save. So yeah, there was a loading icon, the quest updated, I restart from save. Talk to Silence.
That's... You wouldn't...
No.
If it...
What?
And then I restart from save again, and the second hologram will be playing.
Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is
So now we wait for the hologram to finish.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay? To what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. What I'm trying to say is, I can't stop thinking about the ones who come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
Ted, it doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone. All of it. Every copy.
A sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice. It's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard. Millennia of culture.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Planting atmosphere.
Now, after the second hologram finished, we talk to Silence, and we don't forget to grab the Master Override, which is at this side of the table. And now we make our way back out of Gaia Prime. Here it's pretty funny that Silence says, remember that the
Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Yeah. He says that right as we fall down there, then we jump around the rocks to not use any climbing handholds or zip lines there. And we just climb out of Gaia Prime. Then we talk to Silence.
I would some the truth. I help because when I know we yeah.
So
I'm taking
that. Oh.
After that, we grab our spear and fast travel to Meridian for the very end game of this run. When we arrive in Meridian, we are in the Dervahl split, and we roll towards Avard's palace once again. This time, here on the bridge, the quest will update and we restart from save, giving us, or setting us directly in front of the three people we want to talk to. We turn around and talk.
But now you were. Is it fine? We will.
After that, we fast travel to the campfire in Meridian. We turn right, we jump up these stairs, and then go to the left again. Here we turn right and we are at the warehouse. We skip the cutscene, jump up on the left side, and here we can get Blaze Skip. It's somewhat RNG, but the first part you can try to position yourself so that Aloy gets this bracket before the errand dialogue, and then she can even push out the blaze before the dialogue, which saves around 20 seconds, like the length of this dialogue.
Smoke will darken the sun.
Just getting the bar saves the time the bar takes to
it looks like a wooden
remove.
bracket. Not very strong.
But yeah, after pushing out the blaze, we roll down this street and we go into the last building on the left here.
Smoke rising from the edge of the mesa.
Jump down the stairs
Another one of Dervahl's
and go
This must be where
outside.
Dervahl assembled the Dervahl did
Here we
find a way
roll
into the
down
palace.
to trigger the cutscene, and then we jump up on this rock again. Roll through, and here you usually land on one of the logs or handholds. This was one of the first times this didn't happen to me. But yeah, you have to roll down again, climb back up. Yeah, like that is how it usually goes. I think I didn't sprint there, which is why I didn't get
Wish I could be there to see this.
which is why I didn't land on the handholds. These two guys you can ignore, then make your way up to the palace again. Skip the cutscene, destroy this machinery, and roll onto the court. Here you want to kill Dervahl and his goons. Best is if you do it with the Storm Slinger, so you immediately trigger his goons to be closer to you. And the Glint Hawks, we just want to Storm Slinger.
I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more
group.
in the way.
And they have set roost points. So you want to fire towards those roost points if they are still going there. Like you see this one roosted on that part. And yeah, if you see 450 or more damage, that is enough to kill Glint Hawks. And after killing them, we talk to Dervahl. We talk to Errant. And we talk to Avad and Murad before finishing this split. Some people also split after this talk with Murad when the screen fades to black. But I prefer to split on the fast travel that we are about to do. So some people split here. But I prefer to split on the fast travel because there the time is always paused and it's not like one time I split at the beginning of the black screen, one time I split at the end of it.
Panic in the city when you create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each.
I already prepare my weapons. Here it is the ice rail which we use to kill Helis. So yeah, I split on this fast travel. And then we are in Helis. I accidentally don't have footage of the fast travel, but it's just the campfire in Meridian where we landed. It's about the same time as traveling to the Meridian settlement, but we make our way into Olin's apartment, jump up, and wait in front of the bed for Aloy to finish her monologue.
Leave anything unfinished?
We select no way back, and then we have cutscenes to skip, and then we have the upskirt cutscene. This cutscene takes some time, but there is the infamous upskirt shot of Helis in there.
Campfires, perhaps? Massing forces for the long march to the city gates?
That's not wood smoke.
Then what is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
The Deathbringers you spoke of?
To the guns! To the guns! Now!
By the sun, do as she says!
Set loaded!
All of you, be ready to fire! Will the guns hold them back?
We're about to find out.
Helis!
No! Rally the vanguard. Send reinforcements.
Aloy, no!
We need those guns!
He will cut you down!
Not this time!
So, after Aloy jumps down here, we want to roll up the stairs
Fought me in a sun ring then.
and charge our ice rail and hit Helis in the head. Skip the cutscenes, and now we want to jump around this side. There is some invisible wall, so it might be a bit tricky. And I personally split when I am at the bottom of this zipline. There are some other ways to do to get down there, but this is what I use, and that's my split point.
Where do you need me?
Now machines are attacking Meridian, and we are in rich defense. Here you see I just shortly highlighted the cameras on Deathbringers we want to aim at to kill them immediately with the ice rail. After the first Deathbringer, we have two machines spawning in. One was a scavenger, one was a ravager, and then we turn to the left where another Deathbringer spawns in, and a wave with two bellow bags and some other machines. We just storm slinger them. Best it's to do two storm slingers and better than I did. Then we turn around, grab another bristleback and a scrapper. Then there will be a long leg coming. If you're too slow, it might charge past you and you have to chase it a bit. And over there, I don't know anymore what machine that is, but there is a machine that we want to kill. Then there is a break, and we want to reload our weapons, craft some ammo. And then over here will be the next spawn of the Deathbringer after the pause. So we already charged our ice rail, so we can just let loose and kill the Deathbringer immediately. That is, and oop, now it's dead. We turn right again with Stormslinger. After that, there are some Glintogs spawning. These are the worst in this, in my opinion. You want to... It's best to kill them immediately up front here, but it's hard. Like I said, 450 is the magic number. If you get 450, they are dead. Then there is another Deathbringer spawn over there. It's hard to see because it's not clear sometimes, depending on where you stand. Next to him is a bristleback we can start immediately. And then we have a Corruptor and a Scrapper over there. And the last machine that spawns in is a Stormbird, which we can set on fire. So it falls down to the ground, and then we want to unleash our Stormslinger onto it. And that is rich defense. Here we split when this screen turns to black once the missile hits the ridge, the gate.
Incoming!
So right here. Now on to the very last split. It starts out with a little cutscene of Hades pushing past and Tep finding us, and after that we move through the destroyed Meridian to get to the Spire.
Aloy! Aloy!
Tab?
By all mother, you survived. I thought you were killed.
The others, are they...
No. Wounded, but alive, mostly. The machines blasted through, then kept going. They marched on the spire, dragging that thing with them.
Take care of the others, Tab. I've gotta go.
So we already swapped over to our mount call. And over here we have to wait a bit. There is currently an invisible wall stopping us from going past because of the rubble falling down.
Gotta press on.
We roll further, and after the next part of rubble there will be a long leg jumping in. Depending on its attack, you might have to delay one roll and time it to dodge some of its damage. We jump over here and get into the water and swim across. Here optimally we want to turn our camera around and call our mount. I always jump out of the water when I do. Then we get on our mount and go up to the spire. Over here will be a small cutscene to skip.
If Hades has started the signal, it must have gotten through the defenses.
After we got around this turn,
Vanguard.
we want to get off our mount because we can't use it over there. And best case scenario, we'll want to land on top of these logs sticking out. Then here, the easiest way to not get any handholds is to jump on the railing and over. You want to avoid those handholds because they are slower. We just jump up further and further. And then we talk to our friends here, restart from save to get us up to the fight. We want to swap our weapon to the ice rail, get into the cutscene, and now we have to wait till the Deathbringer moves, else it is invincible. We hit 2 cameras and restart from save as soon as it's dead to get us closer to Hades. Roll to it, and when hitting triangle there, it is time. And yeah, that's your speedrun of Horizon Zero Dawn New Ground Plus. I hope you have fun and good luck.